unfortunately, the curriculum, there's only so much you can put in. It is good.
Okay, so my book is Skippy Dies by Paul Murray, and I titled my Can't Talk Skippy Lives On, which I'll explain later. But so the plot, there's supposed to be a picture there. It starts off with Skippy dying on the first page, which is not a surprise to anyone off the title. But so he dies in the donut shop, and so the rest of the book is the rest of the characters kind of building up to that point. So first off, we know Skippy is getting ready for his big swim meet, and then there's Carl, who is this drug dealer who doesn't go to the school, but he hangs around it. And then Ruprecht is his fat, kind of genius roommate. So it's Skippy's getting ready for his big swim meet, and then we go to Carl, who's stalking the elementary school kids, trying to see who he can get drugs from. So then Ruprecht is making his wave oscillator, which he's trying to look into different dimensions. So while he's doing that, Skippy's upstairs looking through Ruprecht's telescope, and he sees Lori, this kind of stuck-up girl that goes to the all-girls school next door, but he kind of gets this crush on her and tries to figure out stuff about her. So then Ruprecht finds Skippy's a pill bottle under Skippy's pillow, and they belong to, it says T.R. Roche. So Ruprecht's kind of worried about Skippy. So Skippy sees this girl, and he hopes that she'll go to the Halloween dance. So then they get to the dance, and he sees her there, but his friend tells her, oh no, she's with Carl, who's the drug dealer, so you should kind of stay away from that. But his friends convince him to go talk to Lori, and he goes up there, and she's really uninterested. She's kind of stuck up until she realizes that he has these pills with him. So they leave together, and then she ends up kissing him. And so Carl kind of gets angry about it, and he plans to fight Skippy. So the whole school comes to watch, and Skippy gets one really good hit on Carl, and Carl kind of runs away. So Skippy kind of wins Lori's heart by that they're together. And so one day, Skippy's talking to Lori about his swim stuff, and he doesn't really like it anymore, so she convinces him to quit. So he leaves a letter for his coach, and his coach ends up calling his dad, who tells the coach that Skippy's mom has cancer, she's really sick, and Skippy's struggling to deal with it. And so the coach goes in to try to talk to Skippy and convince him to stay, and he just gets really stressed out and takes all these pills, and that's how he dies. So then after the funeral, all the teachers go, and they go to the bar, and the swim coach, Mr. Roche, gets really drunk and tells one of the other coaches that at this previous swim meet, Skippy came into his room complaining of pain, and so he gave him some pills to try to make him feel better, and Skippy ended up passing out, and he sexually abused him, which is why he thinks he tried to quit this swim team. So then the other teacher goes and talks to the standing principal, since the old one is sick, and he convinces him to sign a confidentiality agreement so that it won't come out. And so he's really struggling, or Howard is the teacher, struggling with the fact that he did this. And so it kind of comes out that Skippy was sexually abused, but they all think it was Father Green. So Carl, since he's really struggling with Skippy's death, decides to go, and he sets Father Green's room on fire. And so Father Green dies, and then Ruprecht, the roommate, is so stressed out about it that he decides to leave. So he gets his stuff, and he goes over to the residence, which is where Lori's staying at the time, due to the fact that she started taking all these diet pills. So they're all kind of going downhill, and Lori finally becomes the voice of reason and starts talking to Ruprecht, and she's telling him that they're all losing something, and they're all trying to get to the new universe, like Ruprecht was doing with his thing. He's trying to find an alternate dimension, but that they all kind of need to stick together and get through their stuff together, which is kind of what I found the theme to be. Carl started to cut himself, Lori started to take pills, Ruprecht, all his grades went down because they're all struggling with this one loss that they had, and everyone's looking to find something new and something better, but we're kind of stuck here, so we have to make the best of it, which I think that can relate to everybody, because everybody has loss and everybody struggles with things like that. But I don't know that I would put it in the curriculum. The book is kind of naughty in unnecessary ways, but I think dealing with loss is something that we all have to overcome, so I think that's a good point that the book makes.